What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another week where we're hanging out. Probably going to be another quiet week, like we talked about last week. It's season's wrapping up. Not a lot to talk about, unfortunately, especially when you're just having a bye week with the Pro Bowl. But that's okay. It's always good to hang out for an hour or so. Just kind of talk some Packers football, talk about life, all that fun stuff. I do have, let me verify I got the right giveaway link here. Give me 1 second and I'll be posting that. Doesn't look like a lot of people are watching yet, so could be a good chance for someone else to uh for some prizes to get given away. So here is that giveaway link. Feel free to enter there to for your chance to win something later on. You do have to be here, so if you fill it out, make sure you fill it out only one time per episode, and then later on when I draw the prizes, just make sure you're here to claim your prize. We are getting pretty low. I might actually have people start saying what numbers. I think we're down to 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we're down to 6 prizes yet, so that's good. Yeah, 6 prizes. So we're slowly burning through it. It's I don't know about you guys, but it's crazy that the season is coming to an end, that we're almost to the end of the season. Feels like you blink and football season goes by. I can't believe it's already February. Time flies when you're having fun, that's for sure. Let's see who's checking in here. We got Keith. Good to see you as always, Keith. Appreciate you hanging out. Landolph, sorry, up in the UP. Good to see you, Landolph. Corey, good to see you. I know Logan's probably playing video games or doing something better with his time, but good to see you. And we got the Tullys down in Iowa. Good to see you guys as well. Well, some eventful stuff happened today. We had Mason Crosby announcing his retirement after 17 years in the NFL, which is incredible. He was drafted in the 6th round of the 2007 NFL draft. Pretty unbelievable story he had here as far as the tenure that he was able to put together in the NFL, to play that long in the NFL, and then on top of that to play consecutively as long as he did. He started consecutively 258 games in the NFL, which is mind-blowing. He's the Packers' all-time leading scorer, and he's a Super Bowl champion. There's no doubt that he will be in the Packers Hall of Fame. I think they have a 5-year turnaround, so there's no doubt he'll be in the Packers Hall of Fame. Probably first ballot would be my guess. Honestly, as great of a player as Mason Crosby is, even better person. I've met him a handful of times, and he's always been incredibly nice. Really takes time for the fans. Just a down to earth dude, and nothing but love and respect for Mason Crosby. I know when we named our son Mason, everyone's like, "Did you name him after Mason Crosby?" We did not name our son after Mason Crosby. However, Mason Crosby being such an awesome person and such a great player definitely did not hurt the case. So, it maybe it helped, but it wasn't the deciding factor by any means. No way would my wife let me name any of our children after a Green Bay Packer. And if you're wondering what Mason's up to nowadays, Mason Crosby, he is working on the radio at 107.5 The Fan, which is local here. So good to see him kind of picking up some endeavors there. And then he has a podcast with his brother called Kicking It with the Crosbys, and you can find them online. They have some really fun clips. I definitely recommend checking it out. But yeah, couldn't have asked for a better representation for the Packers, that's for sure. My pops is watching from Ernie, Wisconsin. Are you really in Ernie, Wisconsin? If so, what the hell are you doing in Ernie? This is interesting. So the Browns, Myles Garrett said he wants to be traded. The Browns said they're not going to trade him. But Chad, I like your approach here. Goody calls the Browns front office and said, "This is God. I want you to trade Myles." I don't know that the Browns. I don't know that the Browns. I'm gonna say this because there's not many people watching. I don't know that the Browns care what God thinks. They have a dude on their lineup who had to pay a lot of money for some extracurricular stuff he was doing at a massage parlor. So I don't, I think they could say, hey, that's cool that God wants Myles Garrett to be a Packer. We don't care. I think that's the Browns mentality. The Browns are definitely an interesting situation. They have terrible, from my understanding, they're not doing well from a draft or from a cap standpoint. They gave up a lot of assets for Deshaun Watson, who isn't performing. They and now he retore his Achilles. They really, man, it stuff like that or franchises like that make me grateful that I'm a Packers fan, because that's got to be super frustrating to deal with that week in and week out. And I think that's the benefit of not necessarily having an NFL owner, is the fact that we don't have to deal with some of these decisions and some of these things that are made. So it is, I don't know, it is kind of beneficial in that way, that we just don't have to deal with that. We don't have to deal with that negativity and that craziness. Jenny is tuning in from Marshfield. Good to see you, Jenny, as always. One second here. I got to step away for just a quick second. I forgot to do something real quick. Hope you guys don't mind. Okay. Sorry about that. I forgot to I was in the middle of juggling a few different things, and I forgot to start my camera that records for clips. So that's very important that I have that. Appreciate guys. Sorry about that. Yeah, so I mean, really, I'm thankful that the Packers don't have to deal with that like the Browns. The Browns, man, there's a few franchises I feel like that are like that, and it's pretty rocky. Another former Packer announced his retirement recently. I don't know if it was today or yesterday or a couple days ago. Micah Hyde, who he was a great Packer. Really enjoyed having him on the team. Another really nice guy, really good character. Obviously, he's more well known for being a Buffalo Bill, but he made numerous great plays for the Packers. And yeah, I wish him nothing but the best going forward. I know he had a neck injury not long ago, so I was happy to see him come back from that. He was with the Bills towards the tail end of their year this year. He was another reason why I was hoping Buffalo was going to get a Super Bowl ring. I would have really liked to see him get one on his way out, but such is life, I guess. Unfortunately, that it happens that way. How's everyone's week going? I know there's only a handful of us in here watching tonight, which is fine. I didn't really post that I was going to be going live. It's a bye week in between from the championship game to the Super Bowl, so it's a little bit quieter of a week, of course. Yeah, I hope you guys are all having a good week. One thing I want to talk about, and feel free to start dropping some questions if you got them. If not, I'm going to just keep rambling. One thing I want to talk about, one thing I want to get anyone who's watching, I want to hear your opinion. I'm going to give my top 5 Super Bowl memories or Super Bowl moments from Packers Super Bowls. I want to see if you're watching, if you care to join in. I want to see what's your favorite Super Bowl memory. Feel free to drop it in the comments. Let's talk about some of those. But here are my top 5 Super Bowl memories as a Packers fan. Now, I was relatively young when they won Super Bowl 31. I was like 7 or 8. So I was pretty young when they won Super Bowl 31. However, I remember that game vividly. I remember where I was when we watched it. I remember a lot of random things about it. I remember they did like the showcase or whatever, where they knocked on people's doors to give them $1 million or what have you. I remember my mom at the time, she's like, "Oh, I entered for this." And I was like, "Oh man, he's going to be knocking at our door any moment." He did not knock at our door. But there's a lot of things I remember vividly about that game. I was wearing my worn out Brett Favre jersey. It was peeling away because I wore it so much. And I was wearing my Cheesehead running around the house like a maniac when the Packers were playing in Super Bowl 31. Such a vivid memory. My brother, shout out to my brother Brett, love you Brett. Uh, after the Packers won Super Bowl 31, he cried because he was so mad. He was a certified Packers hater then. He's come around a little bit more. He's still, he's a Vikings fan, but he doesn't hate on the Packers as much. But here are my top 5 Packer moments from the Super Bowls I watched. So coming in number 5, this might be a little low on the list for some people, but at number 5, I have Desmond Howard's kickoff return for a touchdown. I thought that was, at the time, I was hyped. I was beyond hyped. Now, as an adult, I realize how much of a momentum shifter that was. Super crucial play in the game, of course. That goes without saying. Anytime you can get a special teams touchdown, that's big. Desmond was huge for the Packers all year that year. And obviously he won MVP. So he had a great game. That kickoff return really was the cherry on top. But for me, and when I remember it, I love the play. It was electric moment. I was hyped, but it's not any higher than 5 on my list. Number 4 is Greg Jennings' touchdown in Super Bowl 45, where it just barely made it through the window, caught it, and got popped by Polamalu. It was just such a picture perfect throw. And for him to hold on to it through that Polamalu hit, it was just, I don't know, just a beautiful play. That's all I can really say about it. Definitely one of my top memories in the Super Bowl. Number 3, all right, number 3 for you is Antonio Freeman's 81-yard touchdown in Super Bowl 31. At the time, it was a Super Bowl record. It was, growing up, Antonio Freeman was one of my favorite Packer players. He, I would always play like Madden, or was it like Quarterback Club or Game Day or whatever it was. And I was always a Freeman guy. I really loved how he played football. There's a lot of stuff that I really enjoyed about Antonio Freeman. And so when he had that big touchdown in Super Bowl 31, I was running around the house hyped. So that still is like one of my top memories from Super Bowl 31. Actually, that is my top memory from Super Bowl 31. If we're talking individual plays, of course. Number 2 is Nick Collins' pick 6 in Super Bowl 45. To have that touchdown fresh off of Jordy Nelson, getting his touchdown to start things off, to have Howard Green hit Ben Roethlisberger's shoulder, Nick Collins swoop and take that interception. The way Nick Collins, when he got an interception, the way he could run and weave and read the field, and his ball carrying vision was just next level. He honestly could have played both ways. I feel like he could have been an elusive running back and a great safety. Just the way he could weave in and out. And it wasn't not even just Super Bowl 45. Go back and look at some of his interception returns over the years. He could just make guys miss. He could juke guys out of the way. He read the field so well, and he was such a dangerous return man. Really, Nick Collins is just another individual of a great player and even better person. So couldn't have happened to a better dude to have Nick Collins get that pick 6. And then my number 1 play, my favorite moment on all Super Bowls, is Clay Matthews' forced fumble in Super Bowl 45. Partly because you see Kevin Green having this pep talk beforehand of, hey, everyone looks to Woodson as a leader. He's gone. It's time. It is time. Kind of step up, And then for him to go yell at Pickett, spill at Pickett, Rashad Mendenhall, and he pops the ball free. And then another part just because my boy, my guy, Desmond Bishop, scooped the ball. So got my Bish jersey on tonight for the occasion. So there are my top 5 Super Bowl plays. What are your guys's here? So good to see you, Chris. Good to see you. Landolph, my guy Wade, says, watching the Super Bowl with the basement crew and buzzing the gut out of Nagani playing Bang on the drum and my window's freezing down in my car because it's so cold outside. So Wade, he has a really fun tradition where he hangs out with all his friends up in Negaunee called the Basement Crew. And they watch all their games together. Even still, they watch a lot of their games together. And they have they do a lot of shenanigans. I know they were doing candy cigarettes this year, and that's awesome that your windows froze down. Jenny says she loved Andre Rison and that huge touchdown in the Super Bowl 31. Also, Reggie Favre running around the stadium, so happy. I couldn't have said it better. I can only imagine those who were older watching Super Bowl 31. I was really young, so I don't know the drought of the 70s and 80s and having to endure that. And then to see the slow build up and winning a Super Bowl, I think that'd be a huge thing. And we haven't really had to endure that. If you're a Packers fan under the age of 35, you haven't really had to endure that. Sure, we've had years gaps of where we don't win the Super Bowl or we're not in the Super Bowl, but I mean, really, we're competitive year in and year out for like the last 35 years minus maybe a handful of years. We're pretty fortunate. Chad says everything about Super Bowl 31. I remember typing up a whole letter in green and gold using Windows 95 after they won. That is awesome. Were you typing a letter to like the Packers or just typing a letter? Jimmy, good to see you. Appreciate you swinging in. Jenny says agree on Desmond Howard's play was huge. Alfonso, good to see you again tonight. Kirby, good to see you swinging in. Spill it, pick it, and he says he still gets goosebumps. I agree. Kirby says Seawood's Super Bowl speech after that NFC Championship game. Since the president want to come see us, we'll go see him. Dude, that is, if you're talking like historic moments, at that moment, the team had to feel like they're a team of destiny. For Woodson to come out and make this speech and to have one of the greatest lines of all time in the president doesn't want to come see us, well, we'll go see him. I don't know how Woodson came up with that line because that is the like most beautifully well worded line that would make anyone run through a brick wall. And then Kirby says run through a wall type of speech. Yeah, you're not wrong. Iowa Joe, good to see you, sir. Iowa Joe gives his top 5 here. So I was originally thinking Reggie's 3 sacks as well. However, I said I eliminated it because I said basically favorite play, and Reggie's was a combination of plays. But Reggie's 3 sacks is definitely up there for sure. It is time. Howard's return. Woodson with the trophy. Interesting. So you took a non-actual football thing as a favorite memory, and I think that's a fair memory. With the trophy and 5 is Favre's rushing touchdown. Yeah, that's true. That rushing touchdown by Favre was pretty fun. Just barely sneaking it in across the goal line. I appreciate that list. I appreciate you coming up with 5 that quickly. It took me a little bit to put them together. And then Lambo Leo, shout out to Lambo Leo. He says Desmond's return was the moment. Patriots had the momentum and it was over after that. Yeah, and as a kid, I didn't understand momentum at all in football games. I just, hey, my team's winning or losing. This is happening. But now that I've rewatched Super Bowl 31 as an adult, it is clear why Desmond Howard's moment was such a big moment, because Patriots really were building that momentum and kind of coming back into the game. So yeah, I appreciate that. This weekend's going to be interesting. If you guys have any questions, feel free to start dropping them. I'm going to we can just jump into some burning hot. I don't have a lot tonight, to be honest with you. It's quiet night. I didn't prep a ton. I was just like, hey, we're going to just hang out for, I don't know, 45 minutes or so. Just hang out. It's always good to hang out, see some familiar faces. Here's the Google form. Again, if you haven't entered, make sure you get in that. Maybe we'll do a couple giveaways tonight. I got 6 left on the year. So why not do a couple giveaways tonight? So feel free to enter there. And then we'll draw a couple giveaways. Kirby, it's your chance tonight. There's not as many people watching. It's a quiet night. Maybe you can sneak one in. I have faith in you. Kirby, I feel like Kirby and I are in sync here quite a bit. Because the honorable mention Sam Elliott for his Super Bowl intro. Dude, that intro for the NFC and AFC that year were some of the greatest I've seen to this day. I've watched the NFC intro more times than I should probably admit. And dude, it gives me goosebumps every single time I watch it. But I'll flip this. If you guys got some questions, we can get into it. Otherwise, I'm just gonna keep rambling, and that's fine. As always, huge thank you to Legendaries for sponsoring this year. I know we're winding down on the year, and we've talked a lot about their deals that they've done, but I really can't thank them enough for supporting the show. And without them, a lot of things that we do on the show wouldn't be possible. And I appreciate them immensely. They've been great to work with. Love their wings, of course. That goes without saying. So as we're coming up on the Super Bowl, if you're in the area, do they have 50 piece or 50? Is it 50 piece? I don't know. You can get orders of 50 or 100 wings for your Super Bowl party. Or if you're just feeling like you want to do man versus food, you can get 50 wings. Just, life's a party. Get 50 wings. I see Josh. Good to see you. We have Jenny saying, taking my Green Bay sister out for her birthday. Her choice. I hope she says Legendaries. I hope she does too. Happy birthday to your sister. Yeah, I hope she says Legendaries. Otherwise, there's a lot of great places in Green Bay. Another place that is great for birthdays is Rustique. It's in an old church. Really great wood-fired pizzas, and you got to get the pesto fries. That's just a rule. Bailey, good to see you as always. If Corey's there, good to see you as well, Corey. Have you been to any of the junior/minor league games in the area? Corey and I went to the Gamblers game last time we were in town, and it was quite fun. I have been to, let's see, Green Bay. Let's see, what is it? Gamblers? Is that the hockey game? Dude, I should know. I feel like Gamblers is the hockey. Yeah, Gamblers is the hockey. I went to a Gamblers game with work. Good question, Bailey. Thank you. I went to a Gamblers game for work. We had like an after work party thing, and we went to a Gamblers game. And it was 90s night, which I'm a big 90s nerd. I love the 90s. I grew up in the 90s, so I'm a 90s kid. No. So I dressed in my 90s apparel, and we went to the Gamblers game. It's a lot of fun. I really need to take advantage of going to the Blizzard games more. I really love watching arena football. I think it's really fun, and I don't take advantage of enough. It's in my backyard. It's right there. I should go more often. Tickets are cheap, but I feel like maybe I need to do that. I'm glad you guys did that because that was a lot of fun. Alfonso, the link I posted already, but here it is again. Oh, right. I see Keith. Any thoughts on what position we need to address in the draft/free agency? I think there's a lot, Keith. Initially I didn't think wide receiver, but with Christian's injury, that hurts. And then Romeo, we don't know what's going on with Romeo, so I feel like wide receiver maybe didn't go from as big of a need to now maybe something that we need to address a little bit more. I'm not a fan of like going out and getting like T. Higgins or something and spending like $35 million on a wide receiver. But if a guy like Devontae Adams were to come up in free agency again, maybe you can get him at more of a relatively friendly deal. He knows the system. We talked about that. Cornerback is going to become a pretty big need, especially depending on what's going on with Jair. Are you keeping him? Are you getting rid of him? So that's another one. And then pass rush. We've talked about it all season long. If you can't get a pass rush, it doesn't matter who is your corner, who's your safety. They only have so much time. So, oh, Heather, good to see you. What is your favorite play or plays this season? Who? That is a tough one. Trying to think. I mean, Jair's pick six was really fun. Seeing Xavier get his numerous interceptions was really fun. You can't not talk about Carl Brooks's blocked kick for the win. That was a lot of fun. I'm sure there's more. Honestly, it all kind of blurs together. And until I probably sit down and think on it a little bit more, I'm going to say Carl Brooks blocked kick. I think that was a lot of fun just because the up and down of that game and just to be able to eke out a win like that was a lot of fun. Favorite or top 5 Super Bowl commercials? Maybe I don't know if this is like the nostalgia of the Super Bowl, but I feel like I really liked a lot of the commercials in the late 90s. The Budweiser frogs were always great. Those were a lot of like fun commercials. I feel like Budweiser had a lot of just good ones in general. But there's been so many good. I really should watch like a YouTube um like compilation of Super Bowl commercials because there's been so many good ones over the years. But I will tell you, I don't know if any off the top of my head stand out to me. When I was in college, I went to school for marketing, and we would always do every year after the Super Bowl, we'd talk about the best Super Bowls or best Super Bowl commercials of that year. So that was always really fun to do. So I don't know. Maybe we should everyone who's in here, take some mental notes. Next week, Tuesday, it's going to be our last live show of the year. Next week, Tuesday, let's talk about some of our favorite commercials that we're seeing. That should be a lot of fun. Yes, Bailey, 90s kids unite. Bailey, I'm gonna put this on you and Corey if you're both watching since you're 90s kids. What was your favorite 90s? What was your favorite snack as a child? As like you're kind of growing up. And I ask because my friend Tom and we do what's called nostalgia weekends where we'll get together and we will eat snacks from our childhood. Like we've been doing it now since the pandemic. Since 2020, we've been getting together every few months and we'll go get way too many snacks and we will hang out. We'll watch movies from our childhood. I have like a late 90s, early 2000s Spotify playlist where we only listen to that and we'll play Nintendo 64 or Game Boy Colors. And that's what we do for like an entire weekend. It's a good way to kind of disconnect from things. But with that, we've went through and we've tried so many different snacks now over the years that some snacks have held up, some do not age well at all. But what was your snack? And it doesn't have to be just Bailey. As a kid, what was your like kind of go-to snack, your comfort snack? And do you still eat them? I'm curious. Uh Lambo Leo says Miles Garrett wants a trade. What are we giving up? Well, Khalil Mack got 2 first round picks in 2018. He was 2 or 3 years younger. I know Miles Garrett is a freak, but personally, I wouldn't want to give up more than what they gave up for what the Bears gave up for Khalil Mack when he was younger. So less than 2 first round picks. Oh God, we got spam bots in here. I can't even block him. Can't even block. Josh, I'm gonna assume you know that that's a bot, so don't interact with that, or it's a scammer. I gotta go in here and block him real quick. It takes priority. Sorry to derail this, but I don't take kindly to scammers here. Dude, Facebook's got a real problem with these scammers. I don't know what the hell they got going on, but between there, just got rid of them. Between the amount of people I have to block on the daily basis because they're just in here scamming and like, hey, I like your profile. Hey, I think you're really cute. And the people who are pretending to be Green Bay Packers, it is mind blowing. So don't interact with these people. Think they'll go after Cooper Kupp? I don't know. I don't think they'd want to trade for Cooper Kupp. He's an older receiver. If he's a free agent, maybe that's a different conversation. But I don't know if you want to give up a lot of assets. I don't know. I think he's like, what, 34? He's 31. I say that like it's old. Meanwhile, I'm 35 years old. What opposing city would you most like to spend the weekend taking the culture and watch a game? When you say opposing city, do you mean only in our NFC North or across the league? Because I love me some Pittsburgh. I've been to Pittsburgh a few times now. I love that city immensely. I love the food. It feels very blue collar, very much like Green Bay. If I'm going, I've been to Minneapolis a lot. I've never been to Chicago or Detroit. If I'm only going NFC North, I'd probably go Minneapolis. I know Minneapolis. I really like Minneapolis. Not that I really want to watch a game in Minneapolis, but I feel like Minneapolis, I'd rather watch a game than going into Chicago and watching a game they're dealing with Lions fans right now. Love that question. Yeah, they already announced who's replacing Mark Murphy. I'm trying to think of what I don't remember what his successor's name's off the top of my head. I'm Googling it real quick. Ed Policy. What a great name. Ed Policy. Oh, looks like Nolan already answered that for me. Jeez, the spam bot everywhere in here. Kirby says Nutty Buddies. Nutty Buddies, this goes back to the 90s question. Nutty Buddies definitely hold up if you haven't had them in a long time. They're still pretty solid. You named two discontinued, if I'm not mistaken, as far as Butterfinger BBs and 3D Doritos. I got a little beef with the 3D Doritos because they just brought them back, a few years ago. And they advertised it like it was 3D Doritos back again. They were way different. I was very disappointed. I was upset. 3D Doritos were my jam as a kid. Butterfinger BBs were solid. The fruit string things, I'm not sure if I'm familiar with what those are. Fruit roll-ups are solid. Kudos. I don't know if I've had those in a long time. Ruth does love you, Kirby. Nothing wrong with Doritos being the go-to snack. Doritos are solid. Raymundo, the one and only Green Bay guy. Nice to see you. Nice to see you, Raymundo. Would you rather take Max Crosby or Myles Garrett? Man, I don't know that I'd complain about either. If I had to choose, though, I'd probably take Myles Garrett. Both are incredible players. Both have a very good career, have had a good career. But I think I'd take Myles Garrett. I don't know if one's older. One is older than the other. I don't know which one's older. Max Crosby, age 27. Max is only 27 years old. That's wild. And Myles is 29. Both are incredible, though. Oh, Bailey, you had to block Jordan as well the other day. I don't know what's going on with Facebook and all of these random spam bots. It's bad. Like I would think that there'd be some way to stop them. I keep blocking. So when I block people, it gives me an option. When I block them, it's like, do you only want to block this profile or any profile that this person creates going forward? So it blocks by their IP address and the emails they use and stuff like that. There's like a combination of things. And I always block the person by that profile, any profiles that they create going forward. I don't think it makes much of a difference, if we're being honest, because the amount of spam bots that my page gets, and not just my page, all pages on Facebook, I see them all over the place. It is ridiculous how bad it is. I try to really monitor it. I don't want people on my page dealing with it because I don't want people getting scammed. People like there's just a person, not on my page, but a person got scammed by like a Brad Pitt impersonator online, and she sent him $800,000 and left her husband for this person, and it was all a scam. Um, which that's wild to leave your husband for a fake Brad Pitt and to send him $800,000. But I don't want that happening to anyone on my Facebook page, so I try to keep people on the know. Bailey says, any word around town on what's going on during the draft week, before the days of the draft, all the schedules? I've only seen listed the draft day events, so wasn't sure if there'd be more. I honestly haven't heard, Bailey. Logistically, I still have no idea how it's going to work. I've heard that pretty much all of Lombardi is going to be having, like, for the draft day, is going to be having traffic from Cabela's all the way down. So that sounds pretty insane. It's going to be such a cluster there. I hope to bump into you and Corey there. I'm going to be down there every single day. I'm going to have a group of people staying at my house. I don't know. Maybe we should try to do a meetup with a bunch of people who are coming into town. I don't know how we'd feel about that, but I think I don't know where we'd even find a place to meet up that's not going to be crazy. But I think that'd be a lot of fun. All right, let's do this one more time and we can get into the giveaway here. I think I'll draw probably 2 tonight. Why not? I think I'm probably only supposed to draw 1, but we can draw 2. I think we got 6 left on the year. Maybe we'll draw 4 next week. We'll see. Also, Corey, I still owe you an 8x10. I didn't get a chance to go to the post office yet, but I trust I'm good for it. But I'll probably send it after next week's show so I can just wrap up the year and just send all the packages out at once. Jason says there's a prince in Somalia that will give you a $10 million if you give me a Packers Pro Shop gift card in your Bish jersey. Message me for details. Hurry. Yeah, man, I'm in. That does not sound fishy at all. Which Bish jersey though? This one, like, or my game used one, or my other signed one, or my other signed one? Which Bish jersey do you want? All right, let's draw some giveaways. How about that? Keith, how many people are expected for the draft in Green Bay? I think Detroit had like 600-ish thousand, and they're anticipating if not more. I don't know how we're gonna fit 600,000. I don't know where they're gonna put the stage. It is gonna be bananas. Bananas, that's for sure. All right. Huge thank you to Nicolay Law. Not only for sponsoring the show all year, they just sent me a nice care package today that was very, very generous. I was very surprised. I didn't expect that. They sent me a care package with like a hoodie, a bunch of other stuff, a bunch of game day snacks for Sunday. They sent me a Quick Trip gift card, which was really nice. Really, really thoughtful of them. So I appreciate them immensely. I'm going to be working with them throughout all of 2025, which is great, which means we're going to be doing the live show again next year. So we can look forward to that kicking off the season. I don't know the details of that exactly yet. That's future Ben problems. But I am going to be coming out with the other podcast thing right after the Super Bowl, which I'll be announcing that here soon. So look out for that on the page and how to watch those. I have a former Packer that I'm going to be bringing on that show here soon, which is going to be a lot of fun to hear his story. And I'm reaching out to other people and getting a lot of other people going on it. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited. Yeah, that's but yeah, huge thanks to Nicolay Law. Without them, like, we wouldn't be able to do these live show or these giveaways every week. So I can't thank them enough. Let me grab these emails and share the screen. All right, I got to grab these emails. You guys should only be able to see that. Cool. Kirby, it could be your moment of truth this week. There's not many of you here. All right. Just making sure no doubles. I don't think so. See a lot of the usual suspects in here, which is good. Always good to see some familiar faces. All right, here we go. Good luck, everyone. Did I screw something up? Why does one just say name? Oh, I did. I copied way too far up in the geez, what is it, my first time doing this or what? All right. I think we got it now. 20. Perfect. Good luck, everyone. Let's draw a couple winners. Oh, Kirby, it went past you there. The Packer dad. I don't know who this is. I mean, I see the he has come close numerous times to winning this year. And we're finally due. So the Packer dad, if you are here, please let me know. And let me know number 1, 2, 36, 38, 39, or 40. All right, we got one more here. Alfonso again. We're gonna draw another one. Alfonso just won not long ago. So we're gonna draw. You're still gonna win, Alfonso. So give me a number. Oh, is Raymundo? Are you the Packer dad? Maybe. Oh yeah. Okay. Yep. I'm looking at the email address. Yep, that is your last name. Cool. So Raymundo, 16 up. Actually, just give me a straight number. I got 1, 2, 36, 38, 39, or 40. And then Alfonso, if you could do the same. Maybe this isn't going to be an easier way to go. All right, last one. We're going to do 3 this week, and then we'll do 3 next week. Why not? We'll split them. Corey, geez Louise. People are going to start saying it's rigged. All right, Raymundo says 38. Dude, Corey's getting all the luck here. All right. Raymundo, and then Alfonso and Corey, 1, 2, 36, 39, or 40. All right. Alfonso says 2. And then Corey. Oh, geez, Louise. Hold on, I gotta figure out how to stop sharing this. This is Beyonce country album level rigging here, Ben. I know. I don't know what to tell you. The wheel seems to prefer certain people. Kirby, I don't know what you did to piss off the wheel. All right, Raymundo, let's see what you got. Raymundo, you won a. Look at that! You got a signed jersey. You can't see it. I don't know why it's so blown out, but you got a signed jersey. So congratulations. You got yourself a Magic Man signed jersey. So congratulations there. That's super exciting. I think I got it right here. Hold on. Nice job, Raymundo. All right. And then Alfonso. Where did the number 2 go? Did I already lose that? Okay. Corey, if you're here. Oh, there you are. Corey's 40. All right. And Alfonso. Alfonso, you got a Frank Winter signed 8x10. So congratulations. And then Kirby, I'm changing my name to Corey. And then Corey says number 40. And then, all right, Corey, you snagged yourself a $20 Packers Pro Shop gift card, except I found out that when I was ordering Raymundo's, I think Raymundo, when I was ordering those online, they do $25. So it's actually going to be a $25 Packers Pro Shop gift card. So congratulations, guys. I appreciate you. We still have 3 more next week. So Kirby, maybe it'll be your time to shine, or maybe Corey Raymundo. And I don't know. There's been a couple other people who won numerous times. Alfonso, I believe you've won a couple times too. Yeah, Alfonso, I think you won gift card not long ago. I don't know. It all blends together. But I don't know. Maybe Curry should start being a little bit nicer to the wheel, and we won't have these issues. So, congratulations, guys. I appreciate y'all and entering in these and hanging out all week. Should be, yeah, it's been fun. So for the podcast that I'm going to be doing, we're also going to be doing giveaways on that. It's going to be opened up a little bit more because you don't have to be watching to win, since it is not going to be a live podcast. So it'll be easier to enter. So it might make it a little bit harder to win. So good luck, Kirby. You're already struggling, but I have faith. Next week's your week, man. I have faith. Yeah, huge thanks to Nicolay Law for making these possible. Well, let's share a little story, and then we'll get out of here, because we could talk a little bit about the Super Bowl matchups, but to be honest with you, I feel like we've already kind of talked about that. And yeah, I don't know. I'm ready for the game to be here. I'm still hoping the Eagles win. I don't really like the Eagles fan base, but my guy Oren Burks plays for them, and then Saquon, obviously. He's I'd love to see him get a ring. I feel like he's an incredible back. So yeah, my hope is the Eagles beating the Chiefs. Part of me too, I want the Packers to be the only franchise that has a three-peat, and the Packers have had 2 of them now. Oh, my headphones are all weird. I think it's very valid to say that Corey's lucky. The wheel really seems to favor him. That's for sure. The Coke versus Pepsi ads are more interesting. I would agree. Before I do the weekly story, if you guys are, whoever's still watching, what is your go-to Super Bowl food? I like to make as a snack, I like to make pickle wraps, which is also known as Midwest sushi. My wife doesn't like pickle wraps, so it's going to be just her, my son, and I hanging out watching the game. So I'm going to eat way too many pickle wraps myself. We're probably going to do some Little Smokies as usual. And I'm not sure what we're doing beyond that, to be honest with you. So what's the go-to Super Bowl spread on your end? What's something you have to have for your Super Bowl spread? And also, another fun fact, did you know that Super Bowl is a trademarked phrase? If you're doing like an ad, you can't say Super Bowl, or you're not supposed to say Super Bowl, because it's a trademarked phrase, and you can get in trouble because it's not approved by the NFL to say Super Bowl. And that is why you see so many places say, if you're doing this for the big game, it's because you're not supposed to say Super Bowl. You can get in trouble. Yeah, I do ham. I know some people do salami, but the pickles, cream cheese, and I do ham. Bailey, Corey, we're on the same wavelength. I dig it. 90s kids unite, eating pickle wraps. Corey rocks out some sloppy joes. Little Smokies are always solid. Wrapped in bacon, baked in brown sugar. Interesting. See, Kirby, I hope you're taking notes, man. That's what winners eat. Maybe if you upped your upped your thing, maybe you'll start winning. Oh, missed this one. Usually, whatever Tiffany makes, usually enough to feed an army. Here's the thing: my wife gives me grief constantly. I do the cooking in my household. I love cooking. My wife gives me grief because every time we have people over, I make way too much food, and it is enough probably to feed the entire neighborhood. And I'm always like, what are we supposed to do? You want me to make too little and then have people not have enough food? I don't want to be that person. So I'm with Tiffany. Texas Twinkies. I've never heard of that. Jalapeno popper stuff with brisket. Interesting. That sounds that sounds good. George, you're talking my language. Legendary wings. I'm on board with that. Jenny says wings are always a winner. I would agree. I might try to get legendary wings for Sunday. I would love to have them. We'll see. They're really, really busy, I would imagine, on Super Bowl Sunday. Taco dip and cocktail wieners. Yeah, dude, taco dip is always a good choice. Kirby, here's the thing. I don't win anything either, man. So just like we're on the same wavelength earlier about the plays in the Super Bowl, the NFC Championship speech, dude, you and I can be losers together, and at least we got good company. I have a self-made recipe, and I'll be adding to the site tomorrow for a possible Super Bowl dip. Dude, that's cool. Feel free to send that to me. I'd love to check it out. This week's story, not much of a news story by any means, but I think it's a fun one, especially when you're talking about the Super Bowl. So anytime I think of the Super Bowl and fun Super Bowl stories, I always think back to Super Bowl I, where the Packers were playing the Chiefs and they were playing in LA. Well, Max McGee, who was known for his hijinks, he decided he was going to go out and see the night and really take in LA. He wasn't expecting to play. He said, hey, I'm not playing. I'm going to go have fun. I'm going to hang out, watch this football game the next day. When Max McGee would tell the story, he said he was out all night, but he definitely had breakfast with the team. So he just got in, had breakfast with the team, goes to the game. He's not feeling good. He's hungover. He's like, hey, I'm not going to play. I'm going to just sit here, enjoy this beautiful LA day, and just sit here. Well, early in the game, we have Boyd Dowler, who goes down with an injury, and who's expected to come in and fill that spot is none other than Max McGee. So Max trots out, hungover, with the fear of Lombardi, dealing with Lombardi if he were to fail, and goes out and puts on a performance of a lifetime. He finished the game with 7 catches for 138 yards and 2 touchdowns. Arguably could have been named the MVP of the Super Bowl. One of the touchdowns was thrown way behind him, and I believe it was the first touchdown of Super Bowl I, thrown way behind him. Caught it one-handed, still caught it in stride, scored for a touchdown. So hungover be damned, Max McGee came to play. I'm sure the fear of Lombardi brought him to a new level, because if he would have went out there and laid an egg, I don't know if I would have wanted to deal with the repercussions of that either. Like I said, it's a very well-known story, but I love that story, and it's one that I think of every time I think of the Super Bowl, especially when we're talking Chiefs in the Super Bowl. So Cowboy Caviar, I feel like I know what this is, but now I got to Google it. Cowboy Caviar. Yeah, okay. That's what I thought it was. It's like the corn salsa type thing. Definitely outside my palate level, that's for sure. Yeah, so I hope you guys all have a good rest of your week. I hope you I don't know, hope you have some good food for the big game, and I can't wait to see you guys same place, same time next week, same place. Can't wait to have Kirby be disappointed by the wheel once again if he's there. Appreciate y'all immensely, and as always, go Pack Go. We'll talk to you as the week goes on through the page, and see you next week. All right, have a good week. Go Pack Go.